Hey y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad that you guys had decided to vibe with E. Yes, the one and only E. Hey y'all, hope y'all feeling amazing, doing amazing, and just being amazing overall. And if not, it's okay. It's all right, my friend, because bad times don't last forever. After every storm, there is a rainbow, and you're getting closer and closer every day to that rainbow. Pot of gold, light in the tunnel, whichever one you prefer, okay? But I do want you guys to remember that we need to honor and cherish those bad days because those days have motivated us as well as kept us grounded to us to get to them amazing good days that we have been manifesting, praying for, but most importantly, just been waiting to see. Okay? So, hey y'all, what's up? What's poppin'? If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for the ones that are not new to this, but true to this, hey y'all, what's up? What's poppin'? I'm wishing you all an amazing day. And if not, my friends, trust me, it's going to get better. Take it slow. Slow and steady wins the race. Everything is going to work out in your favor. I know you got it. The week is almost over. We're on Wednesday. So the week is almost over. And then we'll be back to another weekend. I'm excited for the weekend and things of that nature. So yes, y'all, I really, really hope that, if this week have not been going good for you, the rest of the week will be going good for you as well as when the weekend to come. Okay? So yeah. But most importantly, y'all, I really hope that January is doing what is necessary for you too, because as we wind down, y'all, January is slowly but surely coming to an end slowly. And I am super nervous of that because y'all, I don't know. I don't know how to feel. Like as I'm looking at my notes and stuff, I'm like, I don't know how to feel. Just looking at how time is going by so fast, as well as too, like for me, the semester started. And honestly, I felt like it came too fast. I felt like it just came a little too fast. But then again, I felt like it wasn't long enough. I don't know, y'all. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But January has really, really is coming like to a close because we're on week 3. Like that's crazy. And then after that, that's the last week of this month, which is a wellness 101 lesson. And then before you know it, February is here. So it's like we got 2 more weeks until the first is here. So yeah. But overall, y'all, I really, 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 really hope that January has been doing some justice for y'all. And if not, February is right around the corner. So fingers crossed. And plus, we're still in the beginning of the year, so things are not going to always happen how we want them to happen. But that's okay, long as we stick to the plan, do what's necessary for us so that we can get to what needs to be done. Okay? First and foremost, again, too, y'all forgot to mention on there, I thank you all so very much taking the time out of y'all busy day to listen or to watch me. And if you're watching me today, I know you're probably like something's a little bit off. I know my hair is not done, so yes, I got this this hat on, and my hair is in this ponytail type of thing. But yeah, y'all, and yeah, times is I would say time getting hard, but it's just one of them days. Because I was like, I don't think I'm going to be mentally prepared to record while looking like this. But I say, you know what? It is what it is. My whole point of what I do, regardless of how I look, is to still get my message across. Regardless of how good and glamorous I may look, I'm not worried about that no more. Long as what I'm saying, the message that I want to give out, everything is being pushed out, that's all that matters. All the other stuff don't matter. Yes, at first I was like, I don't think I can do it because of like how I look at. Also, I'm not really prepared for the appearance. So I'm like, it don't matter because the whole point of it too is to still get what needs to be done out to y'all. Still get the importance of what's to come, and that's the vibe of the day. So regardless of that, it is what it is. But that's also a message to you for anybody out there that feel uncomfortable coming on camera and stuff. They look a mess. Trust me, look at me. I got this daggone baseball cap on. My hair is in this ponytail. Like, and I had to put these hoops on so I don't look like a boy. Because I felt like, okay, I had my studs in, y'all. And I'm like, okay, now I look like a little boy. So it is bad enough I got this, this cap on. So I'm like, something gotta give. So try to add a little bit of bedazzle. For us women, when we wear hoops, it's like, okay, put a little bit of something on it, but it still look kind of rough, y'all, because I got this black shirt on also. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. But nevertheless, y'all, it doesn't matter. Regardless of what's going on, still show up when you have to. And you gonna rock out and do what you gotta do. Okay? So, yes, y'all. minus all of that, I really do appreciate you all so much, from the likes, the comments, the sharing, the views, from the listening or watching the YouTube videos. I really, really, really appreciate it a lot. Like, you guys do not go unnoticed at all. I appreciate it so very much, because without you guys, I don't know how vibing with E would be, how it is, as well as vibing out with guests. So, yes, I really, 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 really do appreciate you all so very much. And as always, guys, we still have the newsletters going on. Please don't hesitate to hit the link in my bio. That is the link tree. And then you'll scroll down and you'll see sign up for weekly newsletters, where you can insert your email so that you will be able to see what's going on before any episodes drop, as well as get mainly behind the scenes of everything before it drops, from Bible Today, involved in guest appearances, and whatever else news that I intend to put in a newsletter. Okay. So, guys, we have hit, I believe, I'm gonna say I'm gonna believe y'all, because sometimes I do not pay attention to the numbers. But we have reached 32 newsletters, which is super, super exciting. And I'm super excited about that. And this is part 3, like I mentioned, because we do have 4 weeks in January. So yeah, this is part 3 of January's theme, which is the rise and reset, setting boldly into your new level. And I hope you guys have really been doing that. And if not, we still got time, because I cannot wait for you guys to see what's going on in February. And then March is Women's Month and Social Work Month. April, that's Volunteer Month. May, I forgot, that's celebrations, but they're like celebrating we're celebrating graduation, stuff like that. And May is also Mental Health Month. And June is Men's Mental Health Month, LGBTQ, all that. And then July, really much not going on, but something is going on. I think it's the music festival. I have to double check, but yeah. So we have a lot of things going on within the new year, within this new year. And like I say all the time, it's okay to not hit the goals that you want to get to, but still appreciate being being able to see some results in your life, because no one knows how hard it is for you to get to that point in your life, as well as for you to do it. So, yeah, y'all take control when it's necessary for yourself. Be selfish when it's needed, as well as pop out when you want to. So, we're going to still keep that in mind as well with this theme, as well as the rest of the themes to come within the year. So, yeah. So, we have reached 32 newsletters, and the theme still remains strong and the same within rise and resetting, stepping boldly into the new year. And let's get into the newsletter. So I hope you're feeling grounded, present, and open to joy, even if life has been a little, heavy and hectic lately. Trust me, I know the feeling. So this is why I'm kind of like super excited for this one too, a little bit more, because it also, not only does it also helps me, but it also helps you guys to also understand that it's okay to have those moments, but still find the joy within the moment that maybe be shattering and things of that nature. So, and if joy feels like distance right now, that's okay, because joy doesn't have a look. It doesn't have a look at all. Like laughter and excitement. Sometimes joy is chosen with softness, rest, or peace when you could choose pressure. So, as we continue January's theme, rise and reset, stepping boldly into your next level, this week's reminder is simple but powerful. Joy is not an option, it's intentional. Joy isn't something we wait for when life gets easier. No, it's something we choose on purpose, even in the middle of uncertainty. Raising meaning, giving yourself permission to experience happiness without guilt. Resetting meaning, releasing the bliss that joy has to earn. So yes, y'all, even when things, we feel that joy happens in the morning when things are going right. No, you can still find joy even when things are going wrong. We still need to implement, implement. Yeah, I may be going through a rough time, and every day is something new, but I still need to find joy within, even if it's in the morning or at night or do the day, like morning, evening, or afternoon. Still find joy within what's going on in your life. Trust me, I know how it is to have a stressful week and stuff like that, but still honor yourself and surround yourself with things that brings you joy in a peaceful way. And don't just look at it, oh, joy is only when I'm in a good mood. That's when my joy comes. You can still have joy when you're not doing so good. Just do things to help you with your peace and sanity while dealing with other within a good or bad way. Okay. So this week's challenge impacts with basically what I just said. I'm gonna break it down to you. So I want you guys to choose one thing this week that brings you genuine joy. I don't care what it is, whatever it is. It could be big or small, whatever the case may be. Find one thing that brings you pure joy. I don't care how big or small it is, long as it brings you pure joy. Talking on the phone with somebody, going to your favorite ice cream shop, getting your hair done, getting a haircut, whatever it is. Do that to help you find pure joy. It don't have to be productive, like attached. No, and no explanations are required. You're doing this for you. That's impacting going back to self care, as well as popping out when it's necessary, taking control of your life, but also being selfish to things that matter to you in this situation. So do it on a purpose. Do it for a purpose, and don't have to explain to nobody why you're doing it, because you're doing it for you. And do it for a purpose, but protect it. And while you're doing this, I want you to ask yourself, what would it look like to let joy lead, even just for the day? As well as, joy grows when you allow yourself to choose it consistently. So I want you guys to be able to find joy within the morning, evening, at night. Find it, even when things do not seem right. Still find joy in the midst of when things are kind of crazy and hectic, even if they're not. See me, still find joy in the morning, but also this week, find something that brings you joy and let it just ride out. Let it take its course and let it see how you can incorporate this and let it happen when you need it. But also do it even when you don't need it, because joy is important. So yeah. So guys, vibing out with guest bookings open soon. So that I'm super excited about. If you guys know, Vibing Out with Guests is proof that every story, no matter where it starts, has the power to inspire others. This series continue to grow, and every episode is a reminder of why we started real conversations that inspires others. So Vibing Out with Guest sessions officially open Sunday, January 25th for one-on-one sessions or group sessions. As you guys know, I just added group sessions, I want to say back in December, the beginning of December, due to the reason of why, because when I did my second group session, I was like, okay, now let me put it on the booking sites, because even the people that you want to have with you at a session, paperwork stuff need to be in there too. So yeah, just for policy purposes and stuff like that. But also I was like, hey, why not? Because sometimes people are nervous to come by themselves, and they have their support to come with them, and then once the conversation flows, it's like it's so comfortable that they might be able to come back and do a one-on-one. But it's all up to you. But I thought, it's also a fun way too, because you can sit with the people that you have the same vibe with, that connect on these topics and things like that. So yeah, I was like, why not do that? So yes, if you have been feeling called to share a story, reflect, reset, or grow through intentional conversations, this space is for you. The sessions are designed to support clarity, connections, and alignment. Whenever you are in your journey, or you just want to come on in and talk about whatever, come on, let's do it. The bookings are open January 25th. That's when I'll be able to take any interviews that you have. Like I said, we do in person and on Zoom. I have not done a Zoom one yet, and whoever wants to do Zoom, I'll be super excited to do it. Of course, we're gonna do some test runs to make sure you're comfortable and stuff like that. But nevertheless, y'all, like, come on, let's do it. And I'm not rushing it or nothing, but I am going to say this: Valentine's Day is coming up, and vibing out with guests turns 1 years old on Valentine's Day. So that's one thing like I'm super excited about too. So yeah, come on, guys, let's just get it done. So yes, bookings open this Sunday. Secure your session and step into the next level with intentions. So if you book this Saturday, of course, it's going to fall into February. So let's get into it. Let's get to it. Let's get to the good vibes, okay? And for the quote of this week is, joy is not a luxury, it's a decision you make daily. And I love to say the quote before we get into the episode, because that also helps you to understand that what's the meaning of it. So you can be like, okay, this is my meaning, and this is my meaning of it before I read and listen to the content. And now this is my meaning after. It can still be the same or not. It's like a hypothesis, things like that. So yes, y'all, stay connected. Follow the podcast page on Instagram at vibing.with.e. Use the hashtag vibing.with.e to share how you're choosing joy on purpose this weekend. And until then, from your favorite podcaster and life coach. So yeah, let's get into it. So vibing with E, weekly vibe check, where meaningful conversations meets growth in real life, where growth meets real life conversations. So let's get into it. Today's vibe of the day, we have reached 139 episodes. Mind blowing. Like, I really feel as though that we will probably be able to hit 200 episodes. I want to say next year. I want to say next year we probably be able to hit 200 episodes. Like, probably around this time or in February, we probably hit it. Because I know for a fact we probably hit like 180 something or 190 for sure. But if I know for a fact we will hit 200 next year around this time. And that's okay. But long as we hit this major milestone, I'm here for it. So, yes, y'all, we have 139 episodes, and today's vibe of the day is impacted with joy is the assignment, choosing happiness on purpose. As I mentioned to y'all, the vibes of the day are very going to be us tapping into this year onto things that we need to bring to the table, like being happy, living life to the fullest, even when things tear us down or whatever, but still taking things day by day, but also finding joy and the happiness and stop having to beating ourselves up. Like I say, bad times don't last forever because after every storm there is a rainbow. But we still want to honor those bad times. But now let's step into the side of, now that I'm honoring the bad times, let me honor what I have in front of me so I won't take it for granted. Okay, so this week's episode is a reminder that joy is a decision and not a reward. We're talking about how intentional choose happiness even when life isn't perfect, how to release guilt around feeling good, and how joy can coexist with growth, healing, and responsibilities. This episode is for anyone who has been dealing with postpartum happiness while waiting for the right time. And before I get deep into it, just a little snippet. I feel like we all have been to that point where we felt like it was being selfish for us to have joy and find joy within the midst of situations going on. Because in that type of, within any situation we're going through, we should be having these emotions of, being sad or things like that. But even if things are not going so right, still find joy and don't feel like it's a punishment and don't feel like you're getting, attacked for it. So don't wait for the right time to do it. Do it when you feel like, okay, I want to do this. And don't wait till something happens good. Okay, now let me enjoy myself. No. Even when things are giving you hell, still find joy within the process so you can defeat whatever is beating you up or what's going on, so it can stop having you, in your thoughts and feeling as though you cannot control what's going on. Okay. So, in this conversation, we will cover why joy is a choice, not a circumstance, releasing guilt around happiness and rest, how to find joy in everyday moments, letting go of survival mode, and choosing the present, as well as making joy a part of your daily practice. Okay, so this episode is a reminder that joy doesn't distract you from growth; it fuels you. Okay, so within this episode, I'm glad you are tuned in because this is going to be a refreshing and uplifting conversation designed to help you reset your mindset and choose joy on purpose. Okay, so let's get into it. Alrighty, so first and foremost, I want you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy hearing my voice or watch me on YouTube because, as always, every vibe of the day and vibing out with guest appearance is something special. Okay, so I want you guys to sit back, relax, enjoy hearing my voice. Turn me up on your PCs, your TV screens, your car radios, your Alexas, your iPad, your Google Dots, wherever you're listening to me to, because every vibe of the day is something special. Okay. And if you're new here, I break down every vibe of the day within the definition, the 5 W's, the thank you for tapping in, repeating the quote of the day / quote of the week, and giving you a little bit more insight. My notes are from online with my info on it, and then we just reflect, and I reflect on it. Okay. So let's get into it. So today's episode, which is we have reached 139 episodes, and today's vibe of the day is all about joy is the assignment, choosing happiness on purpose. Now, before we get deep into it, I know it's probably at times where we never have these conversations to really talk about things that make us happy because we always talk about things that just give us hell and stresses us out so much. We never really take the time to think about the things that bring us joy because when we think about the things that brings us joy, we have to, I don't want to say replace it, but we have to implement it when things are giving us hell, such as if we're going through a breakup, if a job is pissing us off, if the family, whatever, if something's bad going on in our life, that's when we implement doing things for us that makes us happy, instead of understanding that joy is an assignment and we have to choose happiness on purpose, and not just to choose it for that reason. We're choosing it on purpose, such as taking control of what things in our life that matters to us, being selfish when it's necessary, and also popping out when we feel as though we're ready to. So this vibe was really interesting when I thought about it and did some research on it, because with just thinking about it from a social worker lens, as well as just as a human being myself, we really don't take the advantage of just sitting with people and talking about things that really make us happy. And when we do, is only when that side comes out, when things go left, or I don't want to say when we get money, because sometimes too, y'all, even when I don't have money, I'm gonna still find a way to make myself have a good time, even if I do not go out, you know. But mainly, I would say when things go left in our life, when like argument stuff happens, that's when we like, okay, I gotta find some peace in mind, instead of having peace of mind all the time. And when someone tries to play with you or trigger you, you will be able to handle that situation right then and there, rather than having that feeling of, oh, I can't do with this right now. I gotta calm myself down. Or you feel like it's a punishment if you reward yourself after handling whatever was going on in your life. Okay. So I want you to think about that. Like, have you ever really had that conversation with someone? Or sometimes with ourselves, because sometimes we need to have conversations with ourselves. The mirror conversations. Have you took 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, whatever, to an hour, just to spend time with yourself, to even ask yourself, like, okay, joy is the assignment, but was I able to choose happiness on purpose, or did I did it just because I did it for the plot, or did I do it on purpose because this is for me? Did I take control of what matters to me? Did I even think of being selfish as well as popping out when I want to? Those are the things, like, we never really talk about, as well as bring to light, because we feel like, it's not needed, but it is, because when you talk about the things, like all the wrong things and stuff like that, then the self-care implement stuff like that, we really don't think, okay, yes, we could do that, but can we do this every day? And every day is not going to be the same, but just try new things, like, wake up, do something different in the morning. Like, okay, for me, I started waking up a little bit earlier than I used to get up to go to see the students for internship or whatever. I wake up at 7, now I wake up at 6:50. Get myself together, reach out to the students, do the daily prayer, and whatever else routine I'm gonna do. I might order Starbucks or McDonald's. I don't know, but it all depends. But I'm still going to find joy, even though at times I know it may not be a good day or what's going on with the schedule. But nevertheless, I'm going to choose to have happiness for a purpose. For on purpose, and not just for a reason. I'm going to be happy on purpose. And I'm gonna live in this glory of this joyful glory for me. Whatever you have to do to get yourself amped up for the day, or if you work night shift, whatever the case may be, do things to bring you happiness, even when you know that the load and everything of what you do is going to bring you hell. Be able to say, you know what, I'm not going to let this defeat me, because joy is the assignment. And I'm going to ace this assignment because I'm choosing happiness on purpose. I'm going to get this done on purpose. I'm doing this on purpose, so I don't have a reason on why I'm not doing this. I'm doing this for a purpose because I know it's going to be something in the end for me. And not only will it be something in for me, it might influence others around me. It might help someone else that may not been able to say, you know what? I really never really tried this new thing. Like, y'all, let me tell y'all something too. If you're watching on YouTube, let me turn to the side. I dyed my hair black. I never thought I would do something like this. I was scared as ever, because like I always was like a my hair was brown, but it was like a sandy brown, reddish, darkish brown. Then I dyed my hair that honey blonde and 3 other browns in my head. Then that was a good run for 2.5 years. The colors was fading and everything. So I was like, okay, I want something different. I want to give something different. I was dying, y'all, to go back to the honey blonde. But I was like, let me try something else. And I always said to myself too that I wanted to try black. And I remember when I was in college, I was like, when I was in undergrad, I was like, Cause the wigs, y'all, I don't know, the wigs just was like, okay, this black look good on me. Even if it wasn't jet black, it was all different types of blacks. So I was like, okay. And then my mom also, influenced me to do it too, cause her hair is black. She dyed her hair black, so I did it. And I was scared, but I did this on purpose for me. This bring me joy, and I'm embracing it. And I'm embracing too, like my hair is growing to where I want it to be, and things of that nature. So I'm just doing a lot of things for myself that I was afraid to do. And that's what I want you guys to do, because joy is the assignment, with also choosing happiness on purpose. Do all the things that you were afraid of and didn't have the chance to do. Do it today, do it tomorrow, but do it when it's necessary. You want to take control of those things when it's necessary. Be selfish. That should be selfish for the things for yourself. When you are nurturing, you care and do everything for everybody else, we don't really give ourselves the time to understand that joy is the assignment, and we have to choose happiness on purpose. So if you have been having those moments where you're like, you know what, I'm not going to do this because it's going to be selfish, it's me not really taking control, and my friend, I want you to be selfish. Whatever you have been holding back, do it, because joy is the assignment, and choosing happiness on purpose. Do those things on purpose for yourself. Take control of what matters to you, and and how you want it to be for you. Pop out when it's necessary. You do what you do on your time. You popping up when you want to. You text whatever you want to do. Pop out when you ready. Pop out at the party, all that, when you're ready. Alone or with people. But most importantly, be selfish to things that you have not been selfish with, such as being selfish with yourself. Sometimes we don't be selfish with ourselves. We don't. But sometimes it's needed, because we know ourselves best. And sometimes we do give ourselves a headache. But do things that are necessary for you and take a control of it, especially when it comes to understanding that joy is the assignment, and choosing happiness on purpose is for a reason. And in the end, you're going to be like, okay, I like this. So yeah, just think about it, y'all. But enough of that. Let's deep dive into what's going on, so then that y'all can have a better understanding while listening to me, or after, if you gotta come back, whatever. But yeah, just a little summarize it up a little bit, so you can get a clear, comfortable understanding of, okay, now I gotta tap into me being able to understand joy is the assignment, and I have to choose happiness for myself, because if not, it's gonna be a disaster. And I need to understand that I don't need to just be happy when things get wrong. I don't have to find joy when things, is in an uproar. I can find it even when things are not so good for me. Okay? So let's get into it. Okay, y'all, I think my light died. But that's okay, because I got another one. I have another one. And we're going to put that one up here. And that's okay, because things happen. Oh, there you go. Now both of them are more. Booyah. That one might shut off again, but y'all's okay. It's all right. I'm not really pressed about it. But let's get into it. So, the definition. What does it really mean to say joy is the assignment? Basically, what I just said. Like, you're being able to define what it is for you. Like, what is the whole definition or whatever of understanding joy is the assignment? Like, what does that mean to you? What does that honestly means to you within this circumstances? What does that mean? And a lot of people be like, they don't know what it means, because they don't know what it is. And that's okay too, because we all have those moments in our life where we be like, I don't know what joy is, because sometimes we might not have these conversations, like I said, with ourselves or our peers, to know what does it really mean. So let's get into it. Joy, as the assignment means, joy is not accidental, optional, or reserved for when life feels perfect. It's necessary. It's an intentional choice you make daily. Choosing joy meaning meaning dedicating to seek moments of happiness, peace, and guidance, even when challenges exist. Joy doesn't deny hardship. It coexists with it. When joy becomes the assignment, you stop postparting happiness and start allowing yourself to experience goodness in real time. Joy is not something you earn after surviving, it's something you practice while living. Now, that part right there, mentioning joy is something joy is something you earn after surviving. It's not after surviving. It's something you practice while living. Now, a lot of us a lot of us can impact with this because, with the saying I always say, when you're a hustler and all these things, we never really give ourselves the time to experience happiness unless the assignment is done. We're not going to experience happiness and stuff until the assignment is done. We're not going to give ourselves that type of reassurance until everything is done. And that's the problem because we are stuck within the surviving. We're stuck in survival. We're not living into understanding practicing joy is the assignment while still living and doing stuff that we have to do. And that's one thing that I honestly have learned from myself is that, sometimes when you beat yourself up all the time, you don't give yourself. Sorry, guys. Something was stuck under the table and it kept rolling the daggone charger. But when you don't give yourself that time to really enjoy, but let alone know who you are, you don't really give yourself that type of softness that's needed. Such as what they say, your soft girl era, your soft boy era, soft life period. That's impacted with also joy is the assignment. When we're stuck on survival mode, we don't honestly know when is the time to be able to say, okay, I'm practicing basically self care and I'm practicing being able to enjoy what's going on. So, y'all, this lighting stuff is getting on my nerves now because I look so funny. But it's cool. We're just gonna have to play along with it. But more of the story for that is what does it really mean to find joy? Is this what does it mean when joy is the assignment? Going back to what I said, sometimes, excuse me, joy is something you earn after. Joy is something you sometimes. Hold on, y'all. Let me rephrase this because it's so many thoughts I have going on that when you have so much going on and when something happens, it is like, okay, I can't even really do what I need to do because one little mistake or something can happen. That's what's throwing me off. Like with my light, it's throwing me off so bad. So please disregard. I promise you. Please disregard. But let me get my thoughts together. So, joy is not something you earn after survival. It's something that you practice while living. With that being said, is sometimes we're always are in survival mode. We don't really know how to stay, how to put survival mode right there on the side and enjoy life, enjoy the present moment, such as rewarding ourselves, such as even when we achieve small goals, things like that. That's the perfect example within this line right here. Joy is not something you earn after survival. Because you've been through so much hardship and things like that. We don't that's when we okay, that's where the joy come in the morning. Okay, that's when I'm gonna do what's necessary for me. No. It's not you don't earn it after survival. No, it's something that you practice while living, even in survival mode or not. In life in general, you should be able to find joy because happiness you should choose for a purpose and don't choose it only because it's needed for this reason. It's required. No, I wouldn't say it's just required. It's you need to do it for a purpose every day, regardless of how big or small your day may be or what's to come. Even a surprise may come in your day. Still find joy within the moment and give yourself time to appreciate, but not only appreciate, love on the things that surround you as well as others around you. Being able to understand who you are as a person, but also knowing what's for you and what's not for you. Because, like I said too, we can even give our own self a headache with the thoughts and things that we put into our mind. The more and more negativity we putting in, we're not giving ourselves room to find joy. We're not giving ourselves the room to be able to choose happiness as a purpose. So if you're going through this, my friend, I've been there, done that. Trust me. I'm going to tell you this. Get out of your head. Get out of your head. Do things that's necessary for you, but also find joy in the process of when things are good or not. Find joy on purpose. Joy is the assignment. Choose to be happy on purpose. Don't wait for someone to tell you you need to do this, you need to do that. No. I don't care how big or small things are going on in your life, good or bad, whatever. Still find a way to appreciate yourself, even if no one's going to appreciate you. Don't hold your applause for me because I'm going to applaud myself before anyone does. Sometimes we got to be there for ourselves before we could be there for others and vice versa. But nevertheless, the whole point of this is to examine the importance of knowing that joy is the assignment, and choosing happiness on purpose is so golden and is important. And don't be afraid to do that. So when it comes to joy, doesn't deny hardship, it coexists with it. So hardship goes on, but still give yourself time to be happy. Live in it. Bad times are not going to last forever. You're able to narrate how you want your story to go. The world is your runway and people are watching you, and your life is like a movie. You got to be able to stay focused, but you are in control of everything that's going on. Yes, sometimes we're not able to control everything that's going on, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, things like that, you're able to prepare yourself on when this happens, how are you going to handle it? Especially too when it comes to finding joy, but also living in the moment of understanding that choosing happiness on purpose doesn't make you a bad person, because joy is the assignment. You being able to take control of things that matters for you, and being selfish for once for yourself, because you've been in survival mode and stuff. And now that's out the window. I can't just be where, joy is not earned after survival. It's a part of life. You practice it while in life. Even when things stress you out, joy is going to come in and take over all that hardship. But not even just that. Have a full day. Try to have a full week of happiness and see how it goes. Things are going to happen, but still honor yourself and appreciate yourself, but also love on yourself for a reason. Because you know what's best for you before the next person does. You know what you could take, what you can't take. Your green, your red flags, your icks, all that. So understand that joy is the assignment. Think about it, what it really means to you. But I also want you to remember, mainly from this, is that joy is not something you earn after surviving. No, after something going on, that's not when joy comes in the morning. Joy comes through everything, every situation that you go through, up, down, highs, lows, whatever. Still find the joy within it. It's something that we're practicing while we're living, and making sure that we're able to overcome it and handle it as much as possible. Okay? Next, let's get deep into it. Who is impacted and who needs this message the most? So, when it comes to joy as the assignment, choosing happiness on purpose, this message is for anyone who feel like they have not really gave themselves the purpose to find happiness and understand that joy is the purpose. This goes for students, teachers, caregivers, anybody. I don't care who you are, old, young, whatever. This impacts all of us that are going through things, and we feel as though that at times it may be hard for us to find joy, and it may be selfish to understand joy as an assignment and choosing happiness for a purpose and not just for a reason. So this message is for anyone who has been operating in survival mode for too long. It's for people who feel guilty when they rest, smile, or feel good, because when they believe happiness must be earned through struggles. Students under pressure, adults carrying heavy responsibilities, caregivers, and people navigating transformations, often forget that they are allowed to feel joy. If you have been telling yourself, I will be happy when, this message reminds you that joy doesn't have to wait. So basically, what I was saying within the beginning of the definition was starting off that joy is not something earned after survival, it's something you practice while living. So I can say, from a student's aspect, I've done this multiple times when I was in undergrad, with saying that, when I'm under pressure, and after I'm done being under pressure, that's when I feel the joy coming in. After a hard assignment, whatever the case may be, and I get it over with, then I feel like I'm at peace. Such as, especially when it came to presentations, I would flip out, like flip out. I don't know what it was, but I felt that too, that by me working under pressure, okay, after it's over, it's like, whoof, I'm free. I'm happy. Like, now I'm choosing to be happy on purpose. Instead of, I should have had the same energy I had after to replace with before. And I know it sounds crazy, but this is meant for you, because it's okay to walk around with a smile on your face. It's okay to rest. It's okay to rest. That's one thing too that people fail to realize, that rest is needed also if it helps you with your happiness, and for you to understand that this is a part of your joy within your assignment. Do it. But also smiling and feeling good about yourself, or whatever the case may be, do it, because the more and more you spread positivity, the more and more things will probably blossom in your life, but also the people and things around you. Once you start, what they say, smell the coffee and tug a tree and all that mess, that's when, like, okay, I'm doing things that's making a difference for me and making sense, but also too, I'm doing things that I've never done before, but also by me just being able to say, I shouldn't have to wait until I'll be happy once I'm done this, or I'll be happy once all this is done. No, be happy even in the process, even if it's giving you hell. Take it from me as a student, I always remember, that degree is on the line, the degree on the line. So every assignment I put in the work, like, it's hard to tell, but that degree is coming and I'm going to make the best out of it, even if it's uncomfortable for me. Sometimes we have to be uncomfortable to get comfortable, but also find my niche in what I'm doing. Even within parents, it's hard for them too with everything they have going on, adults and all that. But still find joy within the process of everything you have going on, so you don't beat yourself up and don't get overworked on what's going on. Love on yourself, appreciate yourself, but most importantly, do what's necessary for you, because no one knows how hard it was for you to be in this predicament. So do what's necessary, keep pushing, keep on moving, don't stop. But most importantly, if you've been telling yourself, I'll be happy when all this is done, this is most definitely for you, to remind you that joy doesn't have a wait. It doesn't have a wait time. You could do it right there, right now. Even when things are giving you hell, find a joy within it. If you feel that spirit coming in, embrace it. And if nobody likes it, oh well, because this is your runway. I'm watching you on your runway. Vice versa, this your movie. I'm watching you. I'm tuned in. But most importantly, don't even worry about people, because the sky is a limit. But most importantly, you are in control of how you want things to go. And nobody and nothing can break you down or break your spirit. And nobody can break your soul with all those things. So love on yourself, appreciate yourself, but most importantly, do what's necessary for you. And don't let no one try to tilt that crown away from you, my friend. Because no one knows how hard it is to be you, and no one knows how hard it is for you to get to this side of you. No one knows how hard it was for you to understand, okay, smell of flowers, smell of coffee, and all this stuff. No one knows. So take advantage of it every day, but also understand that joy doesn't have to be after survival mode, or when you finish doing something, this is when you can relax. No, even when things are overloading, relax, smile, do what's necessary for you, because you matter. And joy is going to be in the assignment regardless. But as long as you choose happiness on purpose, it's going to make even more sense. Okay? So, what is the benefit? What happens when you choose joy on purpose? I had to pause on that one, because I was like, I know a lot of people probably like, it make me feel good in the moment, but I might have that same gut feeling of like, I don't know. But let me tell you what it is. When you choose joy intentionally, your preference shift. The more and more you the more and more you choose happiness and joy, everything's going to shift. All those negative energies, negative Nancy's, all that's going to shift. All those are gone. Goners, not coming back. Because once you become more present instead of concerned, bracing for what's next, joy helps you soften your stress, reduce burnout, and create emotional balance. That's one thing we don't have, and I could be transparent on this as well. When so much things go on and I don't have the emotional balance for it, this when the burnout comes out. This when the stress levels are going up. Mm-mm. That's why it's important for us to understand that joy doesn't always have to come in the morning. It come at any given time in our life. If we wake up not in a good mood, okay, but that don't mean the whole day is going to be full of crap. No, I'm going to find my way. I'm going to find a peace of mind, and I'm going to do what's necessary for me, so it can help me not to be stressed throughout the rest of the day, the night, the week to come, and all those things. So when you decide to choose joy on purpose, to help you understand, two, choosing happiness on purpose is a reason as well, you are softening your stress. That's where the soft girl, soft boy, all that area is coming into play. All that record Ralph and stuff area in your life is gone. It's like, think about the Inside Out movie with all the emotions. Joy was taking over certain things in our life that needed to be done. But at times, joy is not going to always come. But we still need to have joy there and not have anger, disgust, and sad, worry, and anxiety take over, because you deserve to be happy. You deserve to explore, define all define the things in life and everything. You deserve to be happy. You don't deserve to keep walking around, moping around without no care in the world, but also not having some type of zen for yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't let the next person beat you up because you are in control of your life. This your runway, this your movie. Do what's for you so you can reduce all that burnout, all that stress and stuff that's out the window, as well as too you're being able to create the balance. Going back again to Inside Out, I love that movie, the first and the second one, but being able to balance out every emotion that she had helped so much because in certain situations we think, okay, first instinct is, okay, I'm gonna go off, I'm gonna lash out, things like that. But sometimes when you think of all the other emotions you have going on, it's like, okay, why fight fire with fire? Or why should I do this when I got this on the line X, Y, and Z? Just find joy in it. Let them have it. Okay. Yep. You got it. Yep. You got it. Walk away and do what's necessary for you. Don't let nothing or nobody defeat your purpose of you being able to understand that joy is the assignment. That's what you want, and you choosing this happiness role for you for a purpose, not just oh I'm doing it because someone told me. No, you're doing it for a purpose, so you can understand why it's important to have this soft girl era, this soft boy era, but to have it. Period, because not only does it help you in all those areas, it helps you reconnect with yourself, being beyond responsibilities, expectations. Choosing joy doesn't eliminate problems, but it gives you the strength and clarity to face without losing yourself. Joy fuels motivation, creativity, and resentment. The more and more time you love on yourself and find joy within anything, you're having so much motivation. You're happy. You're motivated. You're doing all these things to be motivated and get yourself together. You're creative. Like so many things has come together. The beautiful colors, the brightest colors and everything come together. And resentment, you're able to stand 10 toes down on everything and all the things are going on in your life. So choose joy within every step. Don't just choose joy when things go wrong. After survival mode and all that. No, choose it even when you know survival mode is about to hit. Still find joy within the moment and understand that I'm gonna choose happiness on purpose because I got a lot going on, but I'm gonna still find the joy within it. Morning, evening, afternoon, the next day, the week, whatever. Do what's necessary for you, my friend, because it's needed. You deserve it. And don't let nobody ever try to sugarcoat that you don't need it. Okay? So, when should you choose joy? When it is the most important to make happiness intentional. I say do it within everything. When you have a heavy load, not so heavy load, when things are piling up, when things are not piling up, choose it in every area of your life when it's necessary and being able to control it when I won't say when it's necessary, but being able to let it come out. Let me say that, not let it control it. Popping it, letting it come out when you know it needs to come out. And don't keep it on lock for so long. And that impacts with joy is most important when life feels heavy, uncertain, or overwhelming. Choose joy when you feel stuck in routines or survival modes. You're waiting for things to improve before feeling good. You're exhausted from always pushing through. You forget what makes you feel alive, as well as joy doesn't wait for the right moment. It creates one. Joy doesn't wait for the right moment. It creates one. It's like a fairy tale, like the once upon a time. And then the end. The ending brings so much joy because in the beginning it wasn't good. But it's joy in the morning, at night, whatever. I like a good fairy tale story because it's like, in the beginning, like Princess and the Frog. That's one of my favorite cartoon Disney movies. In the beginning, Tiana was really, she was in her hustling stage. I guess you would say for us, that's a hustling stage. She was working, she was doing all these things to get where she should go. Kiss the Frog, it didn't really go so well, but she started to, okay, let me see how this goes, whatever. It was some bumps, but she still was like, I'm going to find a joy within it because I'm going to get to what brings me joy. And then towards the end, she was able to see her joy. But, we all have our moments where shutdowns, everything get to us, like the pandemic, but we still find joy within the process of things when it comes. Like such as being overstimulated, overwhelmed and stuff like that. We need to find things to help us bring us happiness and joy and all these things before it blows up with the overstimulating, overexhaustion, depression, all that. Because that's one thing we don't really focus on. Like, okay, I'm overstimulated. I'm pissed off. I'm all this. But what could have prevent all that? Like, what could have prevent all that? Me understanding that joy is the assignment and choosing my happiness is a purpose. I'm not gonna choose overstimulating all that for a purpose. I'm not doing that because I don't want that to take over my emotions. I need to put a cap on this type of anxiety, depression, overstimulating, all these things I got going on. Because if the more and more I let it control me, I won't understand joy is the assignment. You won't understand joy is the assignment. And you won't understand that it's important for you to choose happiness on purpose. So from here on out, when you have these overreactions, these overstimulating, all these things going on, turn that switch off and understand that, joy is the assignment. I'm choosing happiness on purpose. Yeah, I'm going through all these hard times and stuff like that, but I need to understand that I cannot let this take control of me and overwork me and work me up, because the more and more I do, I won't give myself time to understand the importance of choosing happiness for my peace, but also choosing it for a purpose. You know, so I understand that joy doesn't wait for the right moment. You create it. Even when things may not be going on, may not be going good for you, still choose it in the moments that is are. Choose it every day as much as possible, but also learn how to navigate and how to handle those things. Okay. Such as, y'all, we going down to the wire. Where does this matters most in your life? What areas does choosing joy makes the biggest impact? First and foremost, every area in our life needs to be filled with joy in some type of way. That mental health, that relationship, that spiritual, emotional, physical, financial, all that needs joy in it. Even when you are going through hard stuff, you still got to make the best out of it. Because the more and more you give out the good comes back within you. The more and more you give good, candy, was it gumballs, raindrops, and all that stuff, you're gonna get it back in return, or 10 times folded, whatever, like that for you. So when it comes to joy, impacts every area of your life, such as your mental health. It's creating emotional release and balance, daily routines, finding lightness in ordinary moments, relationships, showing up more present and open, personal growth, growing without consistent pressure, and self connection, remembering who you are beyond responsibilities. Because when joy is present, life feels more aligned, intentional, and have stability. When we're able to identify all those areas in our life and understand the most importance of it, this is where joy is coming in. Now I have stability in my life. Because, when it comes to mental health, sometimes we don't create those emotional reliefs and have to balance, such as what I mentioned when it comes to when we have, like, I'm overstimulated, I'm going to crash out. I'm tweaking all these other things. We don't have the backup plan, not even the backup plan. We don't know, sometimes we don't know what brings joy for us to stop that. Like, it's like calming a baby down. What brings the baby joy when they're going through their times? Even as adults, we have our moments too. We still need to find out what's for us to help us calm down. You know, as well as our daily routines, we gotta find some lightness in it. Yes, it's like, oh, here we go again. That's how I feel sometimes about waking up for internship and stuff. I'm like Brent Fire said. He said, "Oh, here we go again." Like, I'd be like, "Oh, here we go again." Like, I know the same routine, but I need to find the balance. I'm finding the balance, but I also need to find some light within it. Still need to find the brightness in it. Still need to find my joy in the happiness, because sometimes it's not a happy day. I'm not a happy camper. But I'm still going to find some joy within the moment, regardless of how I freestyle it, as well as the relationships, showing up more present and open for the relationships that are most definitely worth showing up and being present for. Don't do it if it's not worth it. Point blank, period. That's going to destroy the joy and finding the happiness on purpose. Also, within ourselves, we do need to pop up and show up more for ourselves and be open and present. Because if not, it's going to be a shit show. And you don't want that. You don't want that. As well as your personal growth, growing without the consistent pressure. Don't pressure yourself too much. Let it happen. Such as, like, when we get in our 20s, 30s, all that, we have these deadlines and stuff for ourselves. No. Don't let that do that. Don't let that define your life, because that's going to have things you not seeing the growth and not letting it be consistent. Then letting it be consistent and having all that consistent pressure. No. Let it happen. Let it flow. But still do things that's necessary and do what is right for you that you know is going to help for you, as well as the self connection. Remembering who you are beyond your responsibilities, regardless of how many hats and titles, all that you want to prefer you have, still know who you are. Be able to reconcile, woosah with who you are. Like me, after all those titles and stuff I have, I still have to know who Erica is because Erica created all these hats and seeds and things like that. So, yeah, because it's very important to know when joy is present, you feel more aligned within your life. You feel open, you feel present, but most of all, you feel the stability that you have been manifesting, praying for, but most importantly, needing for you to find joy in the morning, but also at night, evening, whatever, just to find joy, period. And understand that I'm going to choose happiness on purpose. I'm choosing this for a purpose, and it's going to help me in the long run. I'm not just choosing it just because. No, I'm choosing it for a purpose, and it's having a purpose behind why. Okay? And lastly, why is it important? Why does choosing joy changes how you live your life? But I'm gonna say this before we get into it. You are in charge of how you want things to happen in your life. You are the captain of your ship. You are the director of this movie. You are everything that I can imagine when it comes to taking direction, but taking control. You know what's best for you, and you know why this is going to help you in the long run. So if you know you're tired, sick and tired of having to get up and be like, I hate this job, I hate this person, stuff like that. Hate is a strong word. You still got to find joy because if in patch that you making money, you can't find a job right now. Okay, find the best out of it until you get to that new job or that new career. As well as with people, I'm still find a joy, he, ha, ha, giggle with you. I'm guilty of that because I know the feeling. But once that day come when I fully reach my full potential, it's like, okay, now I know what this is. And I know why it's important for me and how this going to change my life because it's needed. Is needed. So, when it comes to why is this important, like why is it important for you to choose, not even choose, to understand that joy is the assignment, as well as choosing happiness on purpose, this is why. Consistently postponing joy leads to burnout. The more and more you just postpone on being happy in your life, you're creating more burnout. Why are you not giving yourself the love, compassion, all that is needed? If you're able to give that to the next person, you should be able to do that for yourself. Like it's like pouring from an empty cup. I can't pour from an empty cup. I can't pour into your cup if my cup is empty. My cup has to be full first before I could before I could be able to fill somebody else's cup. You know, and that's when being able to be selfish for ourselves comes into play. If you know you running on empty, your car tank, whatever, is on E, and you still showing up, that's a problem. You need to pour into yourself before you can pour into others. We got to make sure that we're fully fulfilled. Like, I got to understand that, yes, joy is the assignment. I'm going to make sure that my assignment is complete so I can also understand that I'm choosing happiness on purpose. I'm doing this for a purpose. Because if I don't, the more and more load I'm putting on myself, and this shit ain't going to be right. So I need to do more for me before I can volunteer and help others. Not even volunteer, but do what I want to do for others because that's who I am. I got to make sure that I'm here. All the areas in my life, my mental, my daily routine, my relationship, personal growth, self connections, all that stuff. I'm choosing happiness on purpose so I can understand that joy is my assignment. If I don't, it's not going to be an assignment. It's going to be a chaos and I'm going to be wrecking Ralph again. No, don't want that. So when you consistently postpone joy, it leads to the burnout because when you do that, you don't even know what joy is. So stop postponing the joy. Stop being selfish. Stop putting yourself last. Put yourself first when it's needed. Stop taking less out of your mouth. Put more into what's needed for your soul. Do what's necessary. Because the more and more you do that, you're emotionally numbed and everything else. So, my friend, I need you to do this. Choose joy to remind you that your life is happening now, not after everything is figured out. Joy teaches you that happiness is not selfish, irresponsible, or underserving. It is necessary. When you allow joy, you show up fuller, healthier, and more grounded. Joy is not a distraction from growth, it is part of it. Joy is not a distraction from growth, is a part of it. Everything that we do in our life, we have to put joy within it. Because if not, we are making the cycle worse than what it is. So please incorporate joy. Understand that joy is not a disappointment, it's not a distraction for your growth, it's a part of your growth, because growth is not going to happen if you be so negative Nancy and be burnt out. No, that growth you had, like that, it's like a temperature. Your temperature rises low because you're not putting in that work, and not only putting in the work, you're not putting in good work and feeling good about it. You're feeling like, oh hell, like I gotta do this, and then after I do it, okay, this one I know what joy is. No, you should know joy, period, my friend, and you're gonna know it for sure. Okay. And most importantly, goes back to the quote of the day: joy is not a luxury, it's a decision you make on a daily. Now I hope you guys understand the more of like, okay, now I understand why joy is a luxury, because joy is a luxury is a decision you make daily, because joy is the assignment, and choosing happiness on purpose is a reason, and I need to follow that and be able to appreciate it before someone tries to steal it from me. Okay. And as always, y'all, I thank you so much for tapping in. I hope you guys learned so much from this episode. I really hope you guys understand that your joy matters. And being happy on purpose is most definitely a win-win. But most importantly, you knowing that joy is the assignment, but also understanding that choose happiness even when things are giving you hell, and things and people are in your ear doing stuff that you know, choose happiness. Understand joy is the assignment, but choosing happiness on purpose is necessary. Choose happiness, period, when things are just, even when things are not going so bad, still find the light of being the person to start it up. This your runway. This is your movie. Whatever, you're in control. And once I see you being able to help other people know joy is the assignment and choose happiness for a reason, they'll be able to be like, you know what, I could do the same thing, because it's needed, especially with understanding that you matter, regardless of who like it or not. You matter. And I want you guys to remember today, remember that you don't have to wait to feel better. You're allowed to feel good now. Joy doesn't mean ignoring reality, it means showing hope within it. Giving yourself permission to smile, rest, laugh, and enjoy what's in front of you. Joy is the assignment, and you are worthy of choosing it on purpose. That doesn't make you less of a person if you choose it. Choose it. Choose things that are worth the while for you, because joy is the assignment, and you're not a bad person if you do that. You're not. Joy is the assignment, and you are worthy of the choice. Okay? And as always, I thank you also very much for your time and your day. Minus all the little incidents I had, it don't matter. I still found joy within doing what I like to do best. Even when I didn't feel like doing it, I still felt the need to bring out the good vibes, as well as to give y'all a message that is needed. So if anybody is going through this and had a hard time of not really understanding that it's okay to be happy even when things go not so good, still find joy within it. Morning, evening, afternoon, whatever, in the midst of the moment, whatever. Still find joy because it's needed. You deserve it. And don't let nobody dim that light. Joy is the assignment. Choose happiness on purpose, but also understand that you are here for a purpose. You never know how much of an impact you can put on to others. Like I say, if I can't help a whole bunch of people, as long as I help someone, that's all that matters to me. Because sometimes we may not be able to help a whole bunch of people, but you never know how much you could put onto someone that may have needed and you never would have thought. Okay? I'm wishing you all the best. I hope that the rest of January does you good. And if not, that's okay, my friend, because we have plenty of more months to come. And as always, please be safe out here. Do what's necessary for you. Understand joy is the assignment. Choosing happiness on purpose and doing what's necessary for you. Do it like it's your B-Day. Pop out when it's necessary. Take control of things that matters to you and be selfish to yourself. Okay? I love you all so very much. Wishing you nothing but the best. And please be safe and understand that the good times are rolling in. Appreciate it. Good, bad, but most importantly, the big and small ones, all of it. Find the joy within everything you do. I don't care how big or small it is. And I don't care who don't like it. This is your life. This is your runway. This is your movie. You got to stay focused. All of that. You got this one day and one step at a time, my friend, okay? I cannot wait to hear from you all soon. I cannot wait for you guys to hear me next week. And I cannot wait for you guys to see who will be the next guest. Okay? Until then, wishing you all nothing but the best. Please be safe. And understand, joy is the assignment. Choosing happiness on purpose. Okay? Bye.